This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Scott Seidenberg back here with you. This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our best bet on the ice is about to begin with the Dallas Stars at the Seattle Kraken. We are in on the Dallas Stars money line at minus 150 for our best bet. But I do like all chalk. I like all three favorites here in the nightcap. I like the Oilers over the Flames. I do like the Rangers to defeat the San Jose Sharks. And I do, obviously, the Stars are my best bet. I was thinking about doing like a team total bet. I did bet the team total on the Dallas Stars to go over 3.5 goals. But I was thinking about a Rangers team total bet. Alexander Georgiev is in net for the San Jose Sharks, and he has just not had a great season. Rangers offense needs to certainly get into high gear. I think I could be swayed here on a New York Rangers team total for this game to go over 3.5 goals. So you know what? Let's fire that in. Let's fire that in. We'll go Rangers because listen, you could still hit that in a Rangers loss like you did last night. Let's go over 3.5 for Rangers. Set even money. We'll go Rangers team total over 3.5 goals. We're also in on the Stars team total over 3.5 goals as well. And I was going to say maybe let's make it 3 for 3 and go Oilers over 3.5 goals as well. But let's chill out on that for right now. Although, you know, that'll probably be the one that hits is the Oilers. But Dustin Wolf this year, you know, a 909 goals against average, 2.67 save goals against average, 909 save percentage for the Calgary Flames. You know, I like the Oilers to win, but maybe they can win 3-2 or 2-1 or whatever. I'm not gonna, bank on it to them to score 4 goals. But I do like 4 goals from the Dallas Stars and 4 goals from the New York Rangers. Meanwhile, I did not place a second half bet on Alabama and Duke because I'm already invested. We are invested on a pregame bet on Alabama plus 7.5. We have invested a live bet on Alabama plus 13.5. And I have the Duke team total to go under 91. And right now that would be going under essentially their team total for the second half, which is at 46.5 to 47 right now. At the half, Duke leads 46 to 37 over Alabama. And your live betting market is at Duke minus 10.5. And your total of 173.5. Duke leads by 9. And so that's where we are right now on the second half as we're going to get underway shortly here. No reason to buy in a little bit more on Alabama. As I said, we're already in on plus 13.5. And we're in on plus 7.5 for the game. So, I mean, the second half could be even. We could see it be a battle here in the second half. Hopefully it is, so we can cash in on our Alabama tickets and get a little bonus action on Duke to go under their team total of 91. Best line out there right now. Let's do a little shopping. Let's do a little book shopping right now. Your best line available for the second half. If you like Alabama in the second half, it's +2 at Circa, -1.5 at some other books. But you can get +2 if you like Alabama here at Circa, -2 on Duke. If you like Duke, there's a -1.5 out there. Total is at 91 across the board for the second half. This game closed with Duke -7, total of 174.5. Your live total, direct, just slightly under it at 173.5. And your live line is Duke -10.5. They have a 9-point lead here now going into the second half. So at 91, I lean towards the under. Made no secrets about that. I do lean towards the under in the second half at 91, but not going to force an additional play because I already have the plays on it here. In the NBA, we are sweating our Grizzlies live bet, and the thought process behind that if you're just tuning in, and there's 7 minutes left to go in regulation, the Lakers and Grizzlies are tied at 111. The thought process, the Grizzlies with a good third quarter. They won the third quarter 38-30. So we're doing well for our -3 in the second half on the Grizzlies. The thought process behind it was Jaren Jackson Jr. was in a foul trouble early on. He only scored 2 points in the first half. He played 8 minutes in the first half. And I said, if Memphis wants to get back in this game, and they were trailing by 11 at the half, they needed a big second half contribution from Jaren Jackson Jr. As much as, we love John Morant, and he's been a big factor for them. Desmond Bane's certainly been a top scorer. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been the guy for the Memphis Grizzlies. So the fact that he only scored 2 points in the first half, played just 8 minutes, I had to believe that was going to change in the second half, that he was going to play a ton more minutes because he had 3 fouls early on in the game, and as long as he stayed out of foul trouble, he was going to be in the game for the majority of the second half. Well, what have we seen so far? Jaren Jackson Jr. is now up to 21 points. That's right, 19 points in the second half so far for Jaren Jackson Jr. He's played 23 minutes. He's 7 of 11 from the field. He still has 3 fouls. So he has kept himself out of foul trouble. But 21 points already, which is 19 points in the second half for Jaren Jackson Jr. as the Grizzlies have erased an 11-point deficit. The game is tied at 113 with 6:44 remaining. For the Lakers, LeBron James has 23 points, Luka Doncic with 24, and Austin Reeves with 24 as well. So we're sweating out that bet, a live bet we gave out here on the program of the Grizzlies -3 for the second half. And our nighttime hockey slate is about to get underway, including our best bet of the night on the Dallas Stars, which actually, the one game's getting underway now. Stars is going to get underway in about 20 minutes from now. So that is a 10:30 Eastern time start. My mistake. 10:30 Eastern time start. Stars against the Kraken. Also, Rangers and Sharks are 10:30 Eastern time start. So only one game is about to get underway. That is the Flames and the Oilers from Edmonton, and the Oilers are -175. I lean towards the favorite. I like the favorite. Don't have a standalone bet on this game. The standalone bets that we do have are on the Stars money line as the best bet of the night. And then we did take a flyer on the Stars team total over 3.5 goals and the Rangers team total over 3.5 goals. So those are the hockey plays that we have for the late games here. If you're looking for something to play, looking for a little wager here, that's what we're on for your night slate. Second half should be underway shortly as we are awaiting the start from Newark, New Jersey. Late now. Oh, it's 10 o'clock Eastern time. It's going to be a late night over there in Jersey, but that's what they wanted. They wanted the TV ratings. They wanted the late Duke to be the late game. Usually you would think, hey, the one game in San Francisco is going to be the late game. The one game in New Jersey is going to be the early game. It's the opposite because you want Duke in prime time. You want the nighttime ratings. So that's why this game is late. Plus, also, Duke had a late game in their Sweet 16, so you allow them time to kind of, get maximum rest and recovery as much as possible after that game because, if you heard from John Shire leading into this Elite Eight game, he talked about how his team really didn't get, they didn't get out of the arena and back to their hotel until real late after everyone got some treatment and whatnot. So it was a late night / early morning for Duke after their win in the Sweet 16. So he was happy that they had the late game here in the Elite Eight. Once again, Duke leads Alabama 46-37. Your live line right now, Duke -10.5. Your live total 173.5, which is right there with what the pre-game number was at 174.5. Duke was a 7-point favorite to close when this game tipped off. Second half will get underway after the commercial break that I'm watching here on television. All right, let's sweat out this Lakers game as L.A. has now pulled ahead here, 118-113 with 5:45 to go in the game. The Grizzlies have called a timeout. So how are we looking so far with our second half bet? Well, the Grizzlies won the third quarter by 8 points. They trail by 2 points here in the fourth quarter. We're still up 6. We need them to cover 3. So we got a 3-point cushion right now. They were down 11. They were down 11 at the half. So if they lose the game by 8, we push the second half line. If they lose the game by 7 or less, or win the game, obviously we're going to win our second half bet on the Memphis Grizzlies. Curious to see how the Grizzlies, play down the stretch here, because they fire their coach, Taylor Jenkins, with the team really struggling down the stretch here. And so they named, let's see, what is his name? Tuomas Lisalo? I am not familiar with him, but he is the interim coach for the Memphis Grizzlies, taking over for Taylor Jenkins as the Grizzlies look to regain home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs should they get a victory here over the Los Angeles Lakers. You guys want to know where the real money is going? Unlike other sources, our betting splits come from Circa and DraftKings Sportsbooks. So that gives you insight into where the sharp action is landing. Circa, they're known for taking big bets from professional bettors, while DraftKings provides a more broader market perspective. That means you're getting the real action, not just public money, but the kinds of wagers that move lines. See the betting percentage of bets versus the percentage of handle on every game across every major sport, helping you make smarter, more informed bets. Get VSiN's exclusive betting splits for as little as $9.99 for your first month at vsin.com/subscribe. Second half action about to get underway. I'm Scott Seidenberg. It's Live Bet Saturday here on VSiN.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Oh boy, I hate the shot selection from Alabama. It's just putrid. I mean, chucking up threes, and they just made one before, so I can't get mad. That's how Alabama plays. Greg Hoops Peterson, who's coming up next on Cashing Out, we were watching it during the break, and he's like, that's Alabama's offense. They're just going to chuck up a bad three. They want to shoot as many shots as possible, Greg said. Well, yeah, I mean, trust me, they're shooting as many shots as possible, but I would like some better looks at the basket here. But it's a 48-40 lead for Duke over Alabama, as Alabama has the basketball and looking to pull closer here right now. So 48-40, the lead here for Duke over Alabama, just under 3 minutes into the second half. All right, we are sweating out what's going on in the Lakers game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Right now, LA with a 120-117 lead over Memphis. The Lakers have called a timeout with 3 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the game. So we're hoping that Memphis can stay within the number here and cover a -3 for the second half, currently leading the second half by 8 points. So we got ourselves a little bit of a cushion here right now. A little bit of a cushion with the Grizzlies, but there's under about 3 minutes or so left. Alabama takes another three and another miss. This is how a game can go from bad to worse. And that's the problem. And that's a real problem with, my bet on Alabama, and as much as I want them to come back. And look, if the first game of the day between Florida and Texas Tech taught us anything, is that no game's ever over. We saw a 16 to 4 run, I think it was, in the final 2 minutes of the game. So, no game's ever over. This could change in a heartbeat here. I don't know how that wasn't a goaltend. Looked like the guy his hand went through the basket, but anyway, Duke is pouring it on. Good defense by Alabama, but Duke leads 50-40, and the reason why I was complaining before is because Alabama's going to keep shooting threes, and they just made one. Great. See, when they make them, it's great. But when they miss them, long threes lead to long rebounds, lead to fast break opportunities, lead to more Duke scoring. I'd like to see this game slow down a bit, but we know that is not Alabama's style of play, to slow it down against Duke. Meanwhile, Duke can play any style they want. They're the best team in the country. They could slow it down. They could speed it up. That's what makes them so dangerous. It doesn't matter how you play them. They're going to find ways to beat you, whether it's playing off the dribble, whether it's running up and down the floor or running a half-court set and putting the ball into the best player in college basketball in Cooper Flagg. Alabama, Duke's going to find ways to beat you. Alabama gets to the basket and the foul. So here we are. It is going to be the under 16 timeout, I believe, as Duke leads 52 to 45 as we are approaching the under 16 timeout. That was just a basket made by Alabama with the foul. So I'll get you the updated lines here as soon as it refreshes. But here we are at the under 16 timeout. Right now, 52-45. Let's get the updated lines here. 52-45 Duke over Alabama. And we haven't had a refresh yet on the live markets. But total in this game, as I mentioned, it closed at 174.5. At the halftime, we saw it go down to 173.5, and Duke was a 10.5-point favorite for the game at the half. Well, so far here in the second half, it has been Alabama with an 8-6 lead over Duke through the first 4 minutes and change here of the second half. And your live market right now, Duke minus 8.5. And your live total 170.5. So we are trending towards an under right now. It's only been 4 minutes, but we are trending towards an under. And Alabama has a chance to make a basket here and pull within 6 points as they will be shooting a free throw after the commercial. 52-45, Duke leads Alabama. Alabama at the free throw line for one shot, the N1. Duke right now a minus 8.5-point favorite live. Live total 170.5. And so far, so good. Like I said, trending towards the under. Duke team total, trending towards an under. We'll keep an eye on it, obviously, as we move throughout the remainder of the game. Let's check back in on the Lakers score. The live bet that we gave out on the Memphis Grizzlies, -3 in the second half. And right now, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the game. Lakers lead 124-120, now 126-120 with under 2 minutes remaining. And again, our cushion was this was an 11-point game at the half. We need Memphis to lose the game by 7 or less to hit this bet. If they lose the game by 8, this is going to be a push. If they lose by 7 or less, maybe even win the game, we're golden. We hit our second half bet, our live bet on Memphis -3 for the second half. We had a miss by John Morant just now. LeBron with the rebound. 1:38 left to go. 126-120. Lakers lead the Grizzlies. As let's see, we got this game up on the TV here. My eyesight's terrible, so I can't even see what's going on in the game. We had a foul on John Morant. Lakers lead 128-120. So this is going to be as sweaty as it gets here down the stretch. There was a time Memphis pulled even. This was a 113 game. And the Lakers have started to separate themselves. Grizzlies call a timeout here with 1:21 left in the fourth quarter. Memphis outscored the Lakers 38-30 in the third quarter. And Lakers have a 26-21 fourth quarter advantage over the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr., who was our main reason for betting this in the second half, still sitting here with 21 points. So our last update when it was 113 all, he was at 21 points. Still hasn't scored after that. He does have 4 personal fouls, though. So, and listen, there's a minute 20 left. Get back on the floor. Like, you're going to be fine. So we'll see if Duke with a pretty pick and roll for an alley-oop. They're just so good. Hey, lots of sweats here down the stretch, but that's what makes it fun, right? Alabama trails 54-46 after they did make the free throw, but then Duke with a pretty designed play, pick and roll for an easy alley-oop dunk. And now Alabama is probably going to get called for an offensive foul here. I think that's probably going to be the call. And it looks like it is the call. Nate Oates not happy with it on the sidelines, and Duke fans are happy. Duke players are happy. It's Cooper Flagg. He's going to get the benefit of the doubt. I got to be honest with you. This is an unbiased opinion. Now, it's hard for me to say unbiased because I'm on Alabama. So obviously, I'm rooting for that not to be a foul call. But I think if that was any other player, that is a block call because Cooper Flagg, I don't think, was in a legal guarding position, as they say when the NBA reviews this. I don't think he gained the spot prior to the contact. If I was a ref, I would have called a block on that, but it's Cooper Flagg. He's the National Player of the Year. He's the likely number 1 overall pick in the draft, and his defense is praised all across college basketball. He's going to get the benefit of the doubt there. A little bit of star treatment as it gets called for a charge call. So Duke tried to run that pick and roll alley-oop again, unsuccessfully. 14:48 to go in the game. Duke leads 54-46, and live line is -9.5 for Duke. Live total 168.5. So I like the fact that it's trending towards the under. Would love to see a couple of more misses here from Duke, as see if Alabama can get back in this game. Boy, these foul calls are a little questionable to me. Meanwhile, 35 seconds left. The Grizzlies miss a shot. Lakers call a timeout with the ball up 129-122. We are covering right now, but we are very close to not covering, as the Lakers have the ball with 33 seconds left after calling a timeout. So you got to figure maybe Memphis will foul. Lakers will get to the free throw line. Lakers with a 27-23 lead in the fourth quarter, as they lead by 7, 129-122. And Memphis, as I mentioned, outscored the Lakers 38-30 in the third quarter. They're down by 4 here in the fourth quarter, so they're up by 4. This is a cover for us. 1 more point would be a push. 2 more points, and we are not covering here for Memphis. So we'll see what the Lakers decide to do after this timeout, and we'll see what Memphis decides to do defensively after the timeout. Meanwhile, Alabama going to shoot an open 3 and miss it. Go figure. And Duke with the rebound, and this is, like I said, this is going to be the issue. Missed threes lead to long rebounds. Duke can get out in transition and look to extend the lead. Alabama still struggling from beyond the arc, but we know they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop shooting. Well, listen, your bracket might be done, but the tournament's not over. And neither are your chances to win. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber today for just $9.99 and turn tournament heartbreak into betting success. You'll get daily best bets from VSiN hosts and guests, and exclusive betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, 24/7 video access on the VSiN Watch app. Don't let your busted bracket keep you from winning. Sign up now at vsin.com/subscribe for just $9.99. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Oh, this is getting sweaty. This is getting sweaty. First off, I mean, the officiating is just really bothering me in this Duke-Alabama game. Now, granted, I'm a little bit biased. I'm on Alabama, but it's like, you got to call it consistently. It's got to, and maybe, listen, it's sometimes it's not malicious, right? Like, not everything is a conspiracy against your team or whatever it is. But what happens is maybe because the officials are in different positions. So one official on one side of the floor sees one thing when they're on this side. The other official sees the other thing on the other side, right? The official on the baseline is going to see something different than the official out on the wing. Like, it just happens. But there was a series of plays before where Alabama drove the lane, contact made, missing a ball kind of gets swatted out, and no call is made. And then pretty much a similar play on the other side, and it gets called a foul on Alabama. So, hey, what are you going to do? Here's where we are right now, as we have a lot of things to sweat out. We are sweating out this Lakers-Grizzlies second half bet. Jaren Jackson Jr. hit a clutch 3 just now. The Lakers are shooting free throws. 25.3 seconds remaining. And Lakers at the free throw line, they lead one. They now make 2 free throws, 133-125. So that is a push for us on the Grizzlies if they lose by 8. We obviously need the Grizzlies to lose by less than 8. And I think we got a basket just made now by the Grizzlies. So 133-127. Playing the free throw game, though, is certainly going to get dicey here down the stretch. Meanwhile, we are at a timeout here in the game. between Duke and Alabama. 11:50 to go in regulation. We have seen a low-scoring second half right now. 13-11, Duke leads Alabama in the second half. So Duke has a 59-48 lead over Alabama. Your live line is Duke minus 10.5, which is where it was right when we started the second half. Your live total right now, this game closed at 174.5. It is now down to 165.5. Your live total on this game as the defense has tightened up, which we expected to happen here as, obviously a lot on the line here. This defense has tightened up. It has been a low-scoring second half. Only, 24 points scored here in this second half. So it is a 59-48 lead for Alabama. And again, your live total down to 165.5. Meanwhile, Lakers, they missed a free throw. So John Morant gets the rebound, 9 seconds remaining. Grizzlies are down 7. This is a win for us right now at 134-127. What are they going to do with the ball? LeBron James with a take foul. 6.1 seconds left. Any points here by the Grizzlies, is what is needed. Or just a miss and no foul. Grizzlies, they turn the ball over. No foul. Game over. Sweaty. The Grizzlies win the second half by 4 points. We bet Grizzlies minus 3 points. Cash it, Live Bet Saturday fam. We got one. Grizzlies second half minus 3 is a winner. Congrats to all of you that tailed right here on Live Bet Saturday. Final score of the game, Lakers 134, Grizzlies 127. Austin Reeves was your leading scorer for the Lakers with 31 points. Luka Doncic with 29. LeBron James finished with 25. For the Grizzlies, Desmond Bane led the way with 29 points. John Morant had 22. Jaren Jackson Jr. with 24. But we got the cover in the second half, so we are absolutely thrilled with that result. Let's take a look at what's going on the ice right now. The Flames have a 1-0 lead over the Oilers. We didn't have an official play on this game. We did like all 3 favorites in the night slate. Our best bet is on the Dallas Stars, puck dropping momentarily there from Seattle. We are also on Dallas team total over 3.5 goals, and the New York Rangers team total over 3.5 goals against the San Jose Sharks. But we did like all 3 favorites in the Oilers, Rangers, and Stars. So we'll see if the Oilers can come back here, certainly coming off of a disappointing loss for against the Kraken. They've lost 2 straight games now, so Edmonton looking to bounce back. But it is Yegor Sharangovich, the former Devil, getting the first goal of the game as the Flames have a 1-0 lead over Edmonton about halfway through the first period. That is a foul on the floor here. Duke leading 61-50 over Alabama. So we are at, about halfway through the second half, 61-50, as it is a minus 12.5 now for Duke over Alabama. Minus 12.5. Your total is at 164.5. Now 165.5, as this is going to be the sports book is obviously ahead of the TV. It's going to be a miss for Alabama, and Duke's going to make a basket. So the score will be 63-50. Duke up 13 points on Alabama, and that is not looking good for our Alabama bet. Duke team total, though, maybe 17 points so far in the second half. They have 63 points total. Would love for them to go under their 91-point total here. 10:28 to go in the game as Alabama trails 63-50 against Duke. And it's been more of the same. The same thing that's happened. It's the chucking up threes and missing threes. And then Duke gets the rebound and then pushes it down the floor and scores. I mean, it's just that this is not a recipe for success. Like Alabama, yeah, it worked out in their Sweet 16 game when they hit a record number of three-pointers. When Sears was 7 of 10 from three-point range in the first half. You kept chucking it up because they kept going in, and it's not working, though. But the thing is, if this is who you are, how can you change it, right? Do you want to change it? You're 7 of 29 from three-point range. And now 7 of 30? 8 of 30. Another 3 goes in. All right, 63-53, Duke leads Alabama. This is the thing. Alabama is 8 of 30 from three-point range. Duke is shooting 51% from the field. They are 5 of 12 from three-point range, Duke is, 41.7%. Alabama's 26% from three-point range, 36% from the field. They're 8 of 30 from three-point range. But you know what? That's who they are. That's the bed that we made. Now we got to sleep in it. I hate it. I don't like watching it. But you know what? Shoot 20 more threes, please, for the rest of the game. Maybe you hit 5 of them. And you pull within and you make this a game. And listen, look at what happened in the Florida game against Texas Tech. Florida is down double digits. They're down 10 points. Kind of like Alabama's down 10 points against Duke. Florida was 5 of 20, excuse me. They were 5 of 20 from three-point range in the game. They could not hit a 3. And then with 2 minutes left in the game, they made 4 consecutive three-pointers. They made 3 in a row to go on a 9-0 run, and then they made a 4th one in a row. 4 straight three-pointers made for Florida as they went on a 16-2 run to steal the game from Texas Tech. Alabama is certainly capable of doing that. Now, Duke is not going to blow it like Texas Tech did. But as we saw in that game, and as we saw in the Texas Tech game against Arkansas, no lead is safe. These games can change on a dime. And a team like Alabama that just chucks and chucks and chucks and chucks and chucks three-pointers, it could change in a heartbeat. So, here's where we stand right now. 63-53. Duke leads Alabama. 9 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the game. Your live line, Duke minus 11.5. Your live total, 162.5. Duke closed as a 7-point favorite. Total closed 174.5. We are trending towards an under, and Duke right now hovering around covering that line. They lead by 10, 9:45 left to go in the game. Stay tuned. Coming up right next after Live Bet Saturday, cashing out with Greg Peterson, and then kick off your Sunday with the VSiN weekend morning line at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, followed by Ready, Set, Bet coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And then I'll be back tomorrow on Live Bet Sunday as we bet the next 2 Elite 8 games, Tennessee against Houston, Michigan State against Auburn, and we will be looking to do that on Sunday evening. Once again, Greg Hoops Peterson coming up next as he will take you through. Oh, we got one more. I'll look at the time here. I'm like, it's 7:04. I'm still here, but Greg's coming up next. But I'll be here coming up in about a couple of minutes. So, 63-53, Duke over Alabama, 9:30 to go. Duke minus 10.5. Let's go Tide. It's Live Bet Saturday here on VSiN.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Boy, I tell you, this Cooper Flag kid's pretty good. Scott Seidenberg here with you. It's Live Bet Saturday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Duke has a 67-58 lead over Alabama. Cooper Flag just made a nice difficult shot, but when you're that good, making difficult shots is the name of your game here. And a missed bunny, as they say. Missed layup putback by Alabama. You can't miss those. You can't miss those in a game where you are heavily an underdog, where you're trailing by double digits, you're fighting your way back. You can't miss bunnies. Duke makes another shot here. It is 69-58, Duke over Alabama, 69-58. We are at the TV timeout here, 6:39 left to go in the game as Alabama, turns a foul called on Duke. So at least Alabama's going to be, are they shooting free throws? Maybe they're in the bonus. Yes, Alabama's in the bonus. So another foul on Duke, and this is what could help Alabama here down the stretch. They're in the bonus now, 6 minutes left in the game. They can start chipping away at the free throw line. Let's take a look at your live numbers right now. Duke leads 69-58, so it is an 11-point lead for Duke. Your live number, Duke minus 11.5. That's where we are here. Duke minus 11.5. Your live total down to 160.5. This has been a tightly contested defensive second half with only 45 points scored so far. 6:39 left to go in regulation. 69-58 is the score. So looking all right here for Duke, team total under 91. But again, can't say anything just yet. You never know what happens here down the stretch as runs do happen, fouls do come into play. But we are sweating out the Duke under 91 and the Alabama to cover the 7.5 as well. And our live bet on Alabama plus 13.5 that we did earlier in the show. Speaking of our bets that we are sweating out, not a great start for our best bet on the Dallas Stars as the Seattle Kraken score a goal less than 2 minutes into the game. About a minute 30 left in the game. A bad turnover led to a breakaway for the Kraken. Jake Ottinger actually made the save, but then Tolvanen smacked the puck out of midair into the net on a great follow-up as the Kraken take a 1-0 lead over the Stars. We are 5 minutes into the game and still plenty of time left. Hey, we're on the team total for the Stars to go over 3.5. So I'm not sweating out Kraken scoring 1. If my handicap in this game is that the Stars are going to score 4 goals, then I'm not sweating out the Kraken scoring 1 because I think the Stars win, and I think the Stars score 4 goals. They could win 4-1. They can win 4-2. They can win 4-3. They can win 5-3. They can win 5-4, whatever it is. Too early to sweat it out. Not worried about it. But the Stars are trailing 1-0. Meanwhile, no score between the Rangers and the Sharks. We are on the Rangers team total to go over in that one, over 3.5, but no score about 6 minutes into the first period. And 5 minutes left in the first period in Edmonton. The Flames on top of the Oilers, 1-0. Taking a look at the NBA scores right now. Congratulations to all of those who cashed along with us on the Memphis Grizzlies, -3 in the second half. All games have now gone final. Magic rout the Kings 121-91. It was the Nets over the Wizards 115-112. Heat topped the Sixers 118-95. Mavericks over the Bulls 121-19. Lakers over the Grizzlies 134-127. That was our win. Thunder beat the Pacers 132-111. And the Celtics a 121-111 win over the Spurs. In Major League Baseball, there are 2 games in progress right now. The Dodgers with a 4-2 lead over the Tigers in the top of the 6th inning, and the Athletics with a 2-1 lead over the Mariners, top of the 5th inning there in Seattle. All right, we're back from commercial break, and Alabama is shooting free throws. Now, they're not in the double bonus, so it will be a 1-and-1. But you got to hit the front end of the 1-and-1. Earn yourself that second free throw. This is Alabama's opportunity here with about 6 minutes left to chip away from the free throw line. A missed free throw, but a rebound for Alabama. And is that another foul on Duke? I think so. I mean, they're slapping hands, or maybe they called a timeout, I think. Either way, Alabama's slapping hands with each other and like they did something good. So I think they called the timeout, not a foul. So Alabama still maintains possession, and it is 69. Yeah, timeout on the floor, 69-58 with 6:36 to go in the game, and no change in the market. Still 11.5, but the total has gone down a full point now, 159.5 for your live total. Is it worth placing a live bet right now? I'm not sure. Now, for me, I'm not going to do it because I'm already heavily invested on Alabama. So it makes no sense for me to triple, quadruple down on Bama here. But I think being in the bonus helps them now with 6 minutes left. If the whistles go their way, looking at the team fouls, if it goes their way, Alabama has never led in this game. Duke is still shooting an incredibly high percentage. Alabama still 8 of 30 from three-point range, but we know they're not going to stop shooting threes. So if they start falling, Alabama can get back in this game very, very quickly if the threes start falling, or they attack the rim and they can't even make a layup. So, it's like I want to say good things about Alabama. I want to be optimistic about Alabama. But, for a team that scores so many points, for a team that we talked about all this season in the SEC regular season as being a team that, puts up these massive amount of points and, is such a dangerous team, I am not impressed at all. And frankly, I haven't been impressed in this entire tournament, with the exception of the BYU game, when they shot lights out. And Mark Sears had an absolutely historic game. But did they impress you when they didn't cover and escaped against Robert Morris? Did they impress you against St. Mary's, a team that, could not score with Alabama? A complete stylistic mismatch? Alabama being a team that wants to run, St. Mary's being a team that wants to slow it down. They've had one great game, another missed layup. I mean, I understand these are contested shots, but can you get a better look? Can you run some pick plays? Can you free up a guy for an open look instead of driving 1-on-2 every time? This is, again, not impressed. Not impressed, and a foul called on Alabama. Duke will be at the free throw line shooting 2, up 69-58 as we're approaching dangerous territory here, folks, for our Alabama bets, for our, sweating it out. 5 minutes left. Granted, we saw Florida pull off an incredible comeback, down double digits, with a great run in the final 2.5 minutes. Duke's not letting up a great run like that. And the more shots that Alabama misses, the more rebounds that Duke gets, the more Duke can't get stopped on offense. Boy, this just seems like the public feasting once again, as we are just not there's no upsets. We're not going to have any upsets. We haven't had any upsets. We're not going to have any upsets. This is just unbelievable what we've seen here throughout this NCAA tournament. The favorites, 6 points or more in this NCAA tournament, which Duke was, 31-2 straight up, 21-12 against the spread. And it's unbelievable the amount of chalk that we have seen in this NCAA tournament. And like I said, another three-pointer missed for Alabama. This time a long rebound to Duke. They get fouled. And Duke now is in the bonus. They're going to the free throw line. This is a 12-point game that's about to be a 14-point game that could turn into a 20-point game very, very quickly. Dangerous, dangerous moments here for Alabama. If they're not careful, if they don't come up with some points here in their next possession, this game will get away from them. And much like I thought it was with the double-digit lead for Texas Tech, this game could get over very, very, very quickly. Don't forget, coming up next, live bet coming up right after Live Bet Saturday, Greg Hoops Peterson has Cashing Out. He'll take you through the remainder of this game. And then tomorrow morning, we got the VSiN morning line and Ready, Set, Bet following that. So all the action coming up here on VSiN to get you ready for the remainder of the Elite Eight and get you ready for the Final Four as we are sweating out the Alabama bets. 72-58. Duke leads Alabama with under 5 minutes to go in regulation. Once again, I'm Scott Seidenberg. You can hit me up on Twitter at ScottsOnAir, SCOTTSONAIR. This is Live Bet Saturday right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.